Thank you, Dick. Not only for my introduction, but for everything that you've done for the city in general and specifically for the City Club of Cleveland. I have a little Dick Pogue story that illustrates, I guess, part of what's going on here this evening. One day Dick called me and he said, I really think you ought to consider a speaker. Her name is Irshad Manji. And now, Irshad is Canadian, born in Uganda, and she's an advocate for the better rights for women who are Muslim women in Muslim societies. So imagine all of Dick's connections and both in the political world, I think some Republicans in particular, legal and business friends. He calls and recommends a speaker that is going to talk about greater equality for Muslim women, and that's Dick Pogue. It was a great program. Thank you, Dick. In so many ways, it's really unlikely for me to be standing here tonight. I was born and raised in Shaker Heights in the 50s. It was a pretty waspy neighborhood, hardly a multicultural experience. My parents' big challenge was deciding whether I should go to U.S. or reserve. And though the idea of a very different palette in our family was simply beyond our understanding. But the world certainly has changed, hasn't it? And our family has changed also. My wife, who they've said is here this evening, is 100% Polish, and she's very proud of it. My brother married a woman from China. I have one nephew whose wife is from Sri Lanka, he's here, and another whose wife is Mexican-American. So that certainly made for more colorful and interesting Thanksgivings and Christmases. And of course, my parents are proud beyond measure as families are. They're now multi-hued family. But that's a personal anecdote. This is about my role in the City Club. And as many people know, I prefer to be on the other side of the podium. I much more like to be, and find it much more interesting and worthwhile to hear what other people have to say. And I think nowhere else is that more important than in international relations. I think Americans tend to be a little bit arrogant. Yes, we are a very rich country with beautiful, bountiful resources, a strong work ethic, incredible and precious freedoms, very hard won. But our approach to international relations is very often myopic and unfortunately sometimes jingoistic. So this notion of hearing what other people have to say, understanding and appreciating their point of view is so very, very important. When people think of cultural diversity, we usually think about customs or food or dress or music. I believe most of all it is ideas. It is incredibly valuable to learn how other people view the world, why they think the way they do, and though different from our perspective, it's completely valid. So I'm honored that over the course of the last 20 years, as Dick indicated, we've had at the City Club some really remarkable speakers. And it's provided our Cleveland community, I think, with a different and often better point of view, a better perspective of the world. City Club stories abound. We do have time with it, so I'll give just one example. In 2008, we had the Chinese ambassador, and in true City Club style, the questions were not exactly diplomatic. Someone asked Ambassador Zhao about China's human rights record, and he took considerable umbrage. Yes, of course, he said, they needed to make significant changes in their culture. But China's culture is 5,000 years old with traditions and mores that do not reflect a Western point of view. And then he continued. It was only 150 years ago, not very long by Chinese reference, that the United States abolished slavery. And discrimination, legal discrimination, continued for another 100 years until the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Don't be too quick, he admonished, to judge others. And what a terrific City Club moment. A U.S. history lesson from the Chinese ambassador. Many times, these wonderful speakers and programs were initiated by people throughout the community, City Club members and others, and many are here in this room this evening. My being here is a reflection of their passion and persistence. Often they would make suggestions and all I had to do was just say yes. Thank you, this is a wonderful honor, shared by many people who have helped me over the years. And most of all, it reflects how important this dialogue has been. And I hope it continues at the City Club of Cleveland. Thank you.